to another Parts Factory tutorial installation video. Today we're going to be chucking this ABS sensor on this Suzuki Swift EZ series. This particular part and video will be suitable for year models between 2005 to 2011. However, realistically guys, most Suzuki Swifts from the beginning to the end will all have the same design. So realistically, it's going to apply for pretty much any ABS front sensor install for any Suzuki Swift. Now, before we get started, I will let you know we have these products available on our website. I'll chuck the link on the screen right now. But basically, in Australia, we have free express shipping Australia-wide. You're getting these products literally overnight, free express post for $48.30. Now, if you were to compare that to genuine products, the savings are going to be over and above $150, etc., etc. Our products come with a 3-year warranty, so you're always safe with us. Any drummers in the future, send us an email. We send another one out free of charge, providing you can just prove to us that a registered or licensed mechanic has confirmed faulty sensor. But yeah, it's a pretty straightforward job. It's literally only going to take probably 15 minutes. Some of the tools that we're going to require: basic socket set. We're going to require a jack, a safety stand. I've got a spanner set here just in case, you know, there's areas I can't get into with an electric side wrench. But other than that, as I said, 15-minute job, and yeah, I guess we'll get into it. Let's get started.
First things first, guys, we're going to want to get this car up in the air. Now there's a sill panel. You put your finger there along the edge of the car. Usually there's a metal beam that runs straight through here. You should be able to jack off that beam, not a problem. We don't need to get the car too high up in the air, to be honest, but just for convenience sake, I'm going to get this front tyre just sitting off the ground. About there, and then we're going to chuck a safety stand under it. If you can, you want to hop right down and just make sure you're putting this safety stand on a piece of metal, not a plastic trim, etc., etc. It's got to be on metal. I've put it directly on the main pillar. I'm going to let this jack down slowly. Once the weight takes up, I'm going to leave the jack here, just as a double safety. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to put our, we're going to make sure our car's in gear so that wheel won't turn too far. And we're obviously going to remove the 4 wheel nuts. Right, so the part we're removing is this ABS sensor just here. You can see here it looks to be a 12 or a 13mm bolt. And we've got the sensor that will pull out of the hub. We will remove this rubber off that bracket. We'll come up into the car. You'll see the sensor wire goes through this firewall here. I'm going to access that through the bonnet. We'll do the top plug now. Right, so if you just look through here, you can basically see the plug. I can just get this camera in there, just there. Now it's very, very easy. You want to put your right hand down in there, press down on the little tab, and just pull that plug out. Leave it hanging there and we'll pull it through the firewall. So once you've opened the bonnet, undone that plug, you'll then notice the wire will pull through this firewall here. Just like that. Then you want to use a pair of pointy nose pliers just to separate the plug from the firewall. Don't worry, the new one from Parts Factory Australia has a new clip. Once you've removed this out of the firewall, you'll notice on the back, behind this strut, there's a 10mm that stops the wire from being pulled out of its position. You want to use a 10mm on a tool or a wrench and just remove it off that firewall there. You want to grab that bolt, being careful not to drop it, and you can see that's how it was against the firewall. Or just removing that bolt, you now have the sensor hanging here. Should just be able to pull it out of the grommet. The final part, make sure you don't lose this little bolt, is obviously, I think it's a 12mm out of the hub. Another important bolt not to be lost. The sensor will pull out of the hub and your ABS sensor is now removed. Right, so we've removed the old sensor from the Suzuki Swift. Only took literally 5 minutes, I'm very happy with that. And we're now going to grab our parts factory part here. Before we go any further, we're going to make sure that everything is the same. Now, as I said, we have that little plastic fixing unit that goes into the firewall. But first things first, we're just going to remove any lasting remnants of the last one, just with the pointies. Just push it through. And we want to hold them up next to each other. Make sure they're heading in the same direction, because a right hand and a left hand is obviously the complete opposite. You can see that they're magnetized together. We want to then check the plug. Make sure the plug's exactly the same. Yep, looks good. I'm happy with that. Now, as I said at the start of the video, we do have these available on the site. I'll chuck the link back up on the screen. Alrighty, let's throw it back on. Alright, so I'm thinking putting it back on, the best way to go about that is probably put this bracket straight back up on the wall there. Thinking that might be a good idea, because then it will hang for us, and a lot easier just to put it all back together. Where is that go? Oh, it goes just there. You just tuck that through and grab that little 10mm and just put it back in by hand. And I don't need to tighten it up, because the next step, we're going to drag this around. We're going to put our little plastic trim piece back into the firewall. You can see it goes in there nicely. We're going to put this wire back through the hole. Before we go any further, I'm going to quickly plug it in. Once you've got that plug back in, you then want to bring the ABS sensor, little plastic rubber grommet. We're going to put it back where it belongs. Bring the ABS sensor around, place it into the hub. We're going to put our 12mm nut back in, doing it up mostly by hand. I'm going to get our electric wrench. Doesn't need to be too tight, literally just one click. Going to re-grab our 10mm, head back around behind the strut, tighten that back up against the wall. We're going to do a quick check over, making sure everything's in place, nothing's going to hit anything. And it looks excellent, I'm happy with that. Once we've installed the ABS sensor, we're going to chuck our rim back on. First things first, bring the car right back up into the air. I'm going to bring our rim back up. Now, if you do struggle to get that rim back on, make sure you have your jack under the car with the jack stand, and then use your two knees, laying with your legs flat under the car. You can actually use your knees to lift the rim up. When you're lower, you'll be able to see the wheel nuts and the wheel studs better. You'll be able to line it up there with your eyes a bit better. Make sure your rim's on like that. You get your 4 wheel nuts, push your rim in. Always try and do these by hand. You don't want to be using a power gun until you're up to the tightening part. But it should be able to be twisted on with just your fingers, nice and straight. 1, 2, 3, and the 4th one. Once you've got the threads started, and then use your 19mm, starting at the bottom. Always finishing it off with your hand. Once you have your rim back on, you want to pull your jack stand out. You're able to let your car down now. Pull these parts out of the way.
Right, that's it, all done. We've managed to fit the ABS sensor in under 10 minutes flat. Very, very straightforward. The hardest part about this job was getting in and doing that plug. Obviously you'll see it's a very tight fit to get in there. Ended up using a flathead screwdriver, putting it down there, twisting, and it pulled the plug apart. If you are interested in this product, make sure you do check out the website. But all sort of parts for your cars, guys. Anything repair, we've got performance parts, air conditioning compressors, alternators, the lot. Most of our products, you're going to be saving up to 50% going to a dealer, etc, etc, etc. Some parts you would be charged $500, you're getting on our website $200 delivered to your door. So we are a straight to the public parts factory. That's what we do. We import it in, we send it direct to consumer. There's no retail shop, but yeah, look, you're getting crazy epic discounts, free installation tutorials as you're seeing right here, right now. Now, if you are on Instagram, make sure you do check out our Instagram page. Give us a follow, greatly appreciate it. We're at Parts Factory Oz. I'll chuck the our tag up on the screen right now. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you do need any videos like this in the future, I've got content coming out every single week. You never know if you're going to need more assistance in the future with this kind of thing. Alrighty guys, my name's Lucas and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.